What's up and welcome everyone to a new video here on the official MTG Arena YouTube channel. My name is Ashlizzlle, and today I've decided to be a little bit selfish and show you my absolute favorite deck in Standard right now, Rakdos Anvil. So if you're familiar with my content, then you already know, or maybe you could have guessed, that Rakdos is my absolute favorite color combination. And on top of that, Rakdos Sacrifice is my absolute favorite Magic archetype ever. I literally have this to prove it because I love the deck so much. I know that might be crazy, but it's true. Most things that I have accomplished in competitive Magic as well have been through piloting Rakdos Sacrifice. And recently, I won the Store Championship with Rakdos Anvil in Standard, and I decided why not show you the deck that got me this gorgeous looking Moonshaker Cavalry promo. So Rakdos Anvil is a super aggressive sacrifice deck that can close games out super quickly, but it's also capable of winning the long game thanks to its many drain triggers and engines. So let's start by going over the card that the deck gets its name from, Onycled Anvil. Now Onycled Anvil is a 2-mana artifact that says whenever one or more artifacts you control leave the battlefield during your turn, create a 1/1 colorless construct artifact creature token. This ability triggers only once each turn. But you can then also activate it by tapping and sacrificing an artifact, and then when you do so, the Anvil deals 1 damage to each opponent and you gain 1 life. So in this deck we're playing a lot of artifacts to be able to activate our Anvil, and one of the most efficient ways to do so is by playing creatures that create a blood token upon entering the battlefield. So we have Voldaren Epicure, which deals 1 damage upon entering and creates a blood token, and then we also have Bloodlight Harvester, which also creates a blood token upon entering the battlefield. But it also gives us additional value for playing blood tokens, since it can technically be used as removal based on the amount of blood tokens we have in play. Then this deck also plays a few copies of Experimental Synthesizer. It's a 1-mana artifact, so that makes it good fuel for the Anvil, but it can also be used as a form of card advantage, since it allows us to play the top card of our library until the end of turn when it enters and when it leaves the battlefield. And because we're playing so many artifacts, we get a lot of value from playing Sir Ginger, since Ginger gets a 1/1 counter and scries whenever another artifact you control is put into the graveyard. Ginger can grow big very quickly, and in this deck can also fix our draws, but the growing big part especially can be pretty spicy, since we play 2 copies of Voldaren Thrillseeker in this deck, which allows us to fling a creature anywhere for 1 mana thanks to its backup ability. And very often Thrillseeker pushes the last points of damage for us in this deck. We're also playing 2 copies of Ron, so we can drain our opponent even more whenever we sacrifice a creature, and with 2 Anvils on the board, usually we can get Ron to trigger on our turn and our opponent's turn. Unfortunately though, Ron only triggers once a turn, but that still turns 1 Anvil activation on an artifact creature token into 3 damage, so that adds up pretty quickly too. And one of the cards in this deck that should push a lot of damage is one of my favorite cards of all time, Braids the Risen Nightmare. We're playing 3 copies of her in this deck, so we have a lot of cards that synergize well with her. Braids basically allows us to sacrifice a permanent on our end step. If we do that, then the opponent can also decide to sacrifice a permanent of the same type. But if they don't, or more importantly, if they can't, they lose 2 life and redraw a card. So this deck is built to have a lot of permanents that are very easily sacrificed, like artifact tokens, but I'm also playing a few copies of Hopeless Nightmare, since it allows us to sacrifice an enchantment as well. That way we diversify our permanents, so that hopefully on every end step that Braids is on the board, we can deal the damage and draw a card. And since the whole purpose of this deck is to slowly or quickly drain our opponents out of the game, we're also playing 2 copies of Ashlizzlle, the Adversary. We can basically always pay the casualty cost in this deck, since sacrificing a permanent is literally what we're all about. And then with 2 Planeswalkers on the board, the pressure increases pretty fast. And on top of that, it also gives us resilience against board wipes, which can be pretty relevant in a deck like this. And then we're also playing 3 copies of Godric in this deck, since nearly every card we play puts 2 permanents on the board, and we can also very easily cast multiple spells a turn, since the deck is so cheap, meaning Godric is almost always a 3-mana 4/4 flyer. Now Godric definitely brings the aggression in this deck, and that's also why we're playing Kumano, since it's without a doubt the most aggressive and powerful 1-drop you can play in Standard right now. Now I've made a few changes to this deck to modify it for best of 1, and that means playing more removal. So we're playing 2 Torch the Tower, 2 Go for the Throw, and 1 Annihilating Glare in this deck. Okay, so now that the deck portion is behind us, I'm getting really excited to show you some Rakdos Anvil gameplay. Hopefully you will enjoy the archetype as much as I do, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the MTG Arena YouTube channel. And if you enjoyed what you're seeing so far, you can also check out some of my own content over on my own channel. All right, shout out to Wizards of the Coast for allowing me to make another video. And let's finally get into some Rakdos Anvil gameplay. Woohoo! The double Kumano on the play. Let's go. Let's go. I love these lands so much. Like, I love them. They're so good. Yeah, this is a lot of drain damage super early on. Even a Hopeless Nightmare. It does add up. Like, it does really help the Nightmare trigger as well. So, okay, I think I'm... Ooh, I could just do Harvester. I'll do Harvester. I was thinking maybe I'll do, like, Epicure plus Hopeless Nightmare, but giving myself a 2-mana, like, 4/3... I'm not gonna say no to that. Alright, unfortunately missing out on a land drop, but we do have a lot of blood tokens to, like, you know, help us look for a land if we need to. Let's swing! What happens? Go for the throat. Okay, makes sense. Cool. We're gonna do Kumano, and then we're gonna do Hopeless Nightmare. Ideally, you sequence it the other way around because, like, information or whatever else, but... No. I sometimes play too fast. I sometimes play too fast. It's okay, though. Ruska. Wait, this is Esper... Control? What are we looking at here? Not sure. Okay, another go for the throat. I kind of really don't want to miss out on a land drop here. Part of me is very tempted to just get rid of the go for the throw. I mean, it kind of backfires if they play a Shouldered, but yeah, I need to hit my land drops here. There we go. Fortunately, it was a Blackleaf Cliffs, and we can also fire off the other Epicure. And now, this is basically like a Braid's Paradise. We have an enchantment, we have a couple of artifacts that we can toss. We just gotta make sure that she, you know, sticks to the board. And obviously she cannot be countered, you know. Okay, we're gonna swing here, see if they maybe want to use some mana. You wanna guess something else? Void Rend. Perfect. Perfect. Cool. Alright. So I think I'm gonna choose to sacrifice Hopeless Nightmare here first, because we do get the Scry 2 when it ends, or when it, you know, gets put into the graveyard. Don't want the land. Probably don't want the torch either. So there you go. Shout out to the Nightmare for fixing our draws. They're done. Like, that's how fast it is. They're done. The aggression, we brought it. All right, let's go. Ooh, I do like the Kumano and the Godric synergy. Obviously, with that is awesome. We're gonna keep that, I think. Tap lands are a little awkward, but it can work out. If our turn 1 play and turn 3 play is Godric, then the lands are fine. So let's go, gamers. Ooh, we get the Cliffs. A nice little trait from the Arena Shuffler. We take it. Okay, let's start off with Kumano. Now, maybe it will be even nicer to us and give us a 2-drop, maybe? 2-drop off the top, 2-drop creature. Ooh, Naturalist. Yikes. That is a problem. I might honestly just go hard removing this. It's gonna seem like a wild play, but this Naturalist pops off, and I kind of don't want to witness it. I don't want to witness it going crazy, so we're gonna just have to ignore the synthesizer value. It's gonna hurt, but let's get rid of that Naturalist. We gotta. I always feel so bad. Oof, go for the throat there. I always feel so bad, like, kind of whiffing on the synthesizer value, but you gotta get over it. It's part of playing the card, I'm afraid. Generous Visitor, okay. Things could have gotten, like, really rough. Okay. Visitor and Companion. New Godric arrives. Soken Sun is also really nice with Godric. Channel effects puts 2 permanents on the board, so you take those. Swing in with the besties. Bring them to 13. Cool. So we have another one in the air, and then we have a buff because we have 4 lands available, and the channel lands get discounted. Ooh, Calyx. Okay. This Visitor is gonna get a buff. Gonna get a buff. Alright. No attacks. Interesting. Okay. I think I'm still gonna channel here. They make better cards to chump with. So it's really just gonna have to be Godric's game. Like, that's it. Godric has to shine. Godric has to shine. It's our only way out. Unless they get Catilda. I mean, not our only way out. You know, we can still find our engines, but at the moment, that seems to be how this game is gonna get won. We don't care about the 1/1 counters. We care about the air. And fortunately for us, I didn't play Catilda, so we should be fine. Okay, so Harvester, trigger Celebration, Godric goes flying, buff it up, and then next turn, if all goes well, and the opponent doesn't gain life one way or another, then Braids can sacrifice the blood token and deal the last 2 points of damage. One time. One time. You always got like hope for the best. I think we'll be fine. I don't know. Okay, Audacity, sure. Okay, that is one big boy. Calyx triggers. So that tramples over, so then Calyx can copy any non-legendary enchantment you control. Okay, well, I'm just gonna let it go through. I have my Braids game plan. I can ignore everything unless they randomly gain life. Companion to draw. Makes sense. Okay. Naturalist, that's fine. It's not attacking. It's not getting life anytime soon. I'm good. Okay, yep, you keep going now. Okay. Ooh, we also got Ob. Yeah, let's just play Braids and win with her. I don't think this fails. Here we go. Braids, trigger, end step. Sacrifice artifact. Let's go! Alright, love a Braids would win. Or love a win with Braids. I can't even talk. Hell yeah, let's go. Alright, we're not keeping a one-lander. I mean, I'm always tempted, but I won't. Okay. Godric, Braids. Go for the throat. That's okay. I might just be a little greedy here and ditch the synthesizer. Because the rest of the hand is too good, and obviously I want to hit my land drop, so we're gonna do that instead. I'll start with Mountain here. Hopefully we can like find something that could create a blood token for us somewhere. Monastery, so with Spear. Okay, it's another Godric. Not what I'm looking for. But okay. Still a lot of cards to be drawn in this game, hopefully. What is this? Swifty attacks. Go past blockers. They usually... Okay. I was thinking maybe they'll get greedy enough to put a Monstrous Rage on it before, you know, going to damage. There's still a moment. Let's go! Got him! I love that. They always, like, it's so good to just wait till right before you go to, like, damage, you know, after blockers have been declared, all that. Spook them a little bit. Alright, here goes Godric. We'll swing. I gotta find some targets. Like, these draws are, a little awkward. A little awkward. Kumano? Okay, that's more like it. I'd rather put Braids in play first, though. She is still 3 mana 3/3. Like, that is good stats. Do I want to sacrifice something? No. Kind of need my lands. I won't do that. So I can always, like, if you choose to sacrifice a land there, like 99% of the time, the opponent is going to be like, no, you can draw a card. Which, you know, we do like dealing damage that way, but I need my lands too much. Like, I can't do it. Oh, is this going to be another Monstrous Rage? This thing's good. Yup, get pretty scary that way. Yikes. On the Phoenix chick? Alrighty then. I'm gonna swing. I'm gonna play Kumano. Ooh. Kind of, no matter what happens, I feel like I want the ping here. I mean, I don't think I'm ever... I might have to book Felden, right? We've already seen 2 Monstrous Rages. That would also... Okay, so I think I'm gonna play Braids to... Here we go. It's actually like changed my mind because I wasn't gonna do anything here, but I'm like, they could just literally top like a Lightning Strike and it's over for me. So I kind of missed out on 1 point of damage from the Godric, but I don't think it should matter too much. Even though in hindsight, obviously, you know, point of damage loss isn't great. It's okay, they go to 5. We are at 6. Phoenix Chick, okay. Cool. Why so loud? Like, why is it gotta be so loud? Like a little water bottle? Ooh, treasure. But it's gotta be another Monster's Rage then. What's going on here? Wait, Witchstalker Frenzy? Maybe? Witchstalker Frenzy, okay. Well, here we are. Can we deal 5 damage? Yes. I was like, can we deal 5 damage one way or another? Yup, we can. Easy celebration trigger. The worst thing is, though, that this Pain Land almost got us. Is the fact that Folder and Epicure deals the ping. Else, that wouldn't have worked, but... You know, we take it. We take it. Let's go, guys. Ooh, okay, so we got the Kumano, we got the Anvil. This is a great curve, good lands. I'm here for this. The only thing we're kind of looking for is a way to activate the Anvil. This hand doesn't really have that. It also doesn't really maximize, like, Kumano. But this is where we just manifest the Harvester of the top, and, like, all our issues, all our worries will be behind us. But this is great. We also got good removal. Dual Seeker is awesome. Like, this is good. This is good. Let's see what we're up against. 91%. Hopefully, they're cooking up some something spicy. Toxic. Is it poison? It could be poison. Yeah, unfortunately, no creature here, but we'll just we'll play the Anvil. Not gonna sacrifice it. I would always kind of recommend against sacrificing the Anvil to itself, unless you have like 2 in play and you need to start activating 1. Then it's okay to sacrifice 1, because then you can get the engines like going. Else I wouldn't. Okay. What is that? First strike toxic creature. Okay. Like mono white toxic vibes? Is that what's going on over here? Another land off the top. At least it looks pretty. Wish it was something else though. Cool. Yeah, I think we slam go for the throw. I guess. We can just pass a turn. I mean, I doubt they play, what is it called? 1 mana. Give your permanents like hexproof. Black and red cannot be something black and red can deal, or like the damage isn't dealt. I don't know. Anyways, I'm rambling. You know what I mean. It's 1 mana like protection card. I guess they have green now too, so they could also have protection in green, and that could be a whole lot of stuff. But I think this go for the throw will stick, or should stick. I hope. We'll see. What do we play? A lot of good things. I could do like an... Ooh, lay down arms on Kumano. Okay. Sure. We move, I guess. Not ideal, but... Yeah. We can make it work. So I'll get rid of the duelist here. Go, no pause, so no protection. Important to remember. And we go to 2 poison. Pretty sad about that, but it's okay. Here we go. An Epicure has arrived on the scene. And now, what are we gonna do? Because you could technically blood token to get rid of the swamp here, which I think is better. I mean, it could also just be Thrill Seeker, put the counters on itself, right? I think that's fine anyway. The only thing is, like, if you get rid of the swamp with the blood, then potentially we draw better, and we can block both of these cards with our 1/1s anyways. Maybe I'll just do that anyway. I gotta believe in the top deck here, I think. Let me see what's up. Godric. Okay. Could be a way for us to win the game. Super aggressive. Perfect in like a deck like this. I really like when I looked at Godric first, I didn't even think that it would go well in one of like my favorite decks ever, but here we are. Here we are, you know? I still need to like give it a shot in the Pioneer or Explorer. See if there's some cat open potential in that in this little boy. Okay. We're just gonna block that. Yep. And I decided to keep the construct creature on the board here because then I can keep activating my anvils. And that's kind of what we want to do. Especially with Godric. That's a way for us to get the celebration triggers. And we like that. So I could do Synthesizer here. But I won't because maybe I'll use it next turn. I'm pretty sure, like I'm pretty set on playing Godric this turn. So I'm gonna sacrifice my 1/1. Godric swings, or Godric, you know, gets in the air. We'll pay the 1, deal 5 damage, and the pressure is on. And then the Synthesizer, like, if I have to block with this Construct token, I'll feel okay doing it because I have another artifact that I can sacrifice. But it really is just, like, super important that no matter what you do, make sure that Anvil has a target and you can keep going, because that's literally what it's about. Ossification. Alright, bye Godric. It was fun while it lasted. We miss you. Let's see what they're gonna swing in with. They're probably not cool with like trading the Stalker with tokens, so it's probably gonna be like the Might. Just the Might. I'm okay with that. Nothing even. They don't swing at all. Okay. You bestie. You do you. Alright, let's see what the Synthesizer can give us. A land. Okay, that's fine. I guess I'll yeah, I guess I'll go in with the swing first here. And then we can sacrifice the Synthesizer. Or we could play the Harvester. I kind of like playing Harvester here. Kind of like the Harvester because then I can give myself a really good attacker with the Thrillseeker next turn. That's kind of what I'm looking for. I can buff that Harvester to like a 5/4 range. I attack with it, and it connects to the face, which acts for doubt, but it might. Then I could also like sacrifice it to the backup ability of the Thrillseeker, win the game. But that's super, you know, Disneyland stuff. Okay, that's fine. NX Entry is a little rough for us to get rid of. Over the Throats don't hit it because it's an artifact. Annihilating Glare is kind of our only way. Torch is not good enough. It's okay though. We're still doing really good. Anvil is slowly draining them. They don't really have good attackers. Okay, let's we can also activate Synthesizer to itself. The only thing is when we do that, we can play a 3-drop if it offers us one. We do create a 2/2 Samurai creature token with Vigilance, though. Alright, I think I'm gonna do it. Most of the deck is like 1-drops and 2-drops, so technically the odds should be in our favor. Alright. Alright. I can't swear on this channel, but if this was my own channel, I would have. That feels bad, man. That feels bad. Anyway, we do have the Samurai as like the perfect Thrillseeker target right now. We gotta move with that. We'll make that work. Okay, another pass a turn, do nothing for opponent. Let's get our Anvil drain value. There we go. Vron! Oh, we're happy with that. Hey, yo, it's Vron. So now this... Okay, well, the opponent doesn't even want to sit through it. But the Anvils would have turned to, like... Or the Anvil activation would have been 3 damage. I think Thrillseeker... We could have actually gotten really close to lethal there, I think. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look. So, if you put Vron in play... I put Thrillseeker in play, right? So, Thrillseeker targets the 2/2. We shove the 2/2 into their face. So, that would be 4 damage to the face. And the Vron trigger going for 6 damage. Then on our opponent's upkeep, we sacrifice our Construct token to the Anvil, dealing the last 3 points of damage for exact lethal. They conceded, so it's been denied, but hey, I love these little puzzles. Like, that's why I love playing sacrifice because everything is like a little puzzle. Like how much damage can I do this turn? And then out of nowhere you can have lethal. It's awesome. Anyways, that's the end of my sacrifice propaganda. Let's get to the next game. Okay. Opponent goes first. Meh. I wish we were on the play. This is good. This is a good hand though. It's once again like the turn 3 Godric potential. We have Kumano and Sir Ginger can be the target. She can grow pretty like big pretty quickly. Thrill Seeker, then maybe fling it in the future. Like this is still good. We can work with this. We can work with this. Opponent is top 100 as well, so we might have a little challenge ahead of us. We'll most likely be playing a very good deck. Hopefully no red aggro stuff. I mean, it'll be okay. Like, Sir Ginger can also be sacrificed to gain life, so wouldn't even be bad. All right, let's get started. Restless Fortress. Interesting. Maybe like a little bit of a Esper going on here. Yep, it seems to be Esper. Okay then, let's go. Ginger gets the Kumano buff. Grows to be a 4/2. I love to see it. I always like how Ginger, she's now like protected from Go for the Throw and like cut down. All right, Denick. So we're looking at Esper Legends. Makes a lot of sense. See a lot of Esper Legends around lately. Let's go then. Yeah, I think we're cool with that trade. I think we should be cool with that trade. So Denick does go into the exile because Kumano has the little bit of text on it. Take those. Cool. Okay. And now it's really just going to be about like getting the celebration trigger as much as we can. And hopefully not getting hit by Sholdred's Wrath or something. We'll see. Still about to find out if they're like mid-range or if they're like legends. They're probably just mid-range, I think I'm gonna say. Oh, there's Sholdred. Jinx myself, kinda. Okay. Well, I think we have to get rid of that. I mean, we all know the power that Sholdred holds, you know? We all know the power that Sholdred holds. She's gotta go. Now we're gonna just find out whether or not they're gonna give us the 5 damage to the face, or whether or not they're just gonna, like, accept that Sholdred's gonna go, and they're gonna block it. So that's what they're gonna do. Okay. So that still allows us to play Kumano then. That's not bad. Cool. We need to draw something, though. We need to draw something good, because we're running out. Fighting. Okay. It's got a good creature off the top here. Vron. Honestly, not bad at all. That could help us a lot with, like, draining them and stuff. Let's see. Is this gonna be, like, a make disappear? No, it's not. Okay. Play the Cliffside 2. I'll probably, like, always hold the mountain in my hand, just in case. Like, I don't really need 6 lands. And just in case, like, I might find, a blood token or something that I could cycle the land away. Draw something else. That's fine. Okay, this could also be a challenge to Virtue. We'll see how they're gonna go about things. Virtue gets hit. Okay, so we're then gonna just remove this one with the Thrill Seeker, trigger Vron, and then we gotta put the pressure on them because... Oh, Braids! Let's go. Okay, that's good. Even though, like, we don't really have... we don't really have perfect targets right now, so we're gonna play this a little different. I'm gonna attack with Vron. Then we're gonna play Braids, and we're actually gonna sacrifice Kumano. Because I don't think they'll sacrifice a token. And we would also trigger Vron. And like I said, as long as we can, like, trigger Vron every turn, I think we're okay. Okay, that's fine. They sacrifice it. Still got the trigger. Okay, pass the turn. Anvil. Okay. Anvil it is. Now, there's two ways that we could do this. We could do Anvil sacrifice Anvil to Braids, which I think is going to be what we're going to go for, because that's a guaranteed 2 damage draw card. You could also do Anvil sacrifices to itself, deal 1 damage, create a token, and then sacrifice a token to Braids. But I think I really want to find a card, so I'm going to sacrifice Anvil to Braids, and then we're going to leave that token around. You could chump with it, sacrifice it, get like Vron value. They didn't time that mastermind right, I don't think. Okay. Works for me, you know? Works for me. You gotta have to like flash the mastermind in before I sacrifice. They attack, we get another point of value. No, okay. Mastermind. Cool. Okay. That could be a win here, depending on how things go. I think I'm going to start swinging in with this 1-1. Let's see what happens. If it gets blocked, great. Cool, so then we get the Vron trigger. We then play Kumano. Yeah, things going according to plan right now. Harvester creates Blood Token. Raid sacrifices the only artifact on the board. Opponent has no choice. Loses 2 life, loses the game. 1 time. Let's go! Like, that is a perfect example. Perfect example of how this deck plays out. We were a little flooded. Didn't matter. Like, the end, we just clutched it there against the top 100 as per Legends. How awesome. Alright, that's not gonna do it. It's better. Well, I mean, tap land 1 is kind of meh, but we can make this work. We can just get rid of the Epicure then. We're not casting in a 1 anyways. Cool. Looking good. We're kind of lacking some engines, but we do have Godric and stuff. Well, well, there you go. There's the engine. Cool. Yeah, let's start with Harvester. Harvester creates the Blood Token. We can get our Anvil started and start winning this game. Slowly but surely pinging our opponent out of it. I love this deck. Like, I love it. I love it. There's nothing like it. Like, you just really feel like you're so much in control of what you're doing as you slowly ping, 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 ping them out of it. It's just, I love it. I don't know. Once again, Rakdos sacrifice propaganda, but if you have the cards, give it a shot. And it's also like well, it used to be relatively cheap, but I think there's been a lot of like more rare cards added since. Should still be relatively cheap on paper though, compared to as per Legends and like Atraxa and stuff. You know, support your local LGS, support paper standard. Get yourself an Anvil deck. I don't regret it. Like I said, I have my sweet Moonshaker Cavalry promo, thanks to this deck. Hey, yo, is that a Raging Battle Mouse? It is. I kind of want to set Vron up first here. I think it's going to be like Vron Ginger first. So we can like maximize our drains. I like that. So Ginger, we're going to do everything pre-combat because if the opponent decides to block with the mouse, X for doubt. But if they do, then we get the triggers, the value of it. If they don't, then we're just going to do it ourselves, you know? All right, let's see. Triggers. So Kumano. I don't have double red, so I can't do Godric and Kumano next turn. I'll probably look for something better, I think. Ginger still gets the 1-1 counter on her. Like, she is gonna grow. Maybe we can find a little Thrill Seeker to give her some more value. Play with fire. Well, there she goes. It's okay, though, because once again, we still get the Vron trigger. Battle Mouse. Another one. Okay. Land. Okay, I would have rather had Kumano than a land, but it's okay. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna play Godric. We're gonna sacrifice the Anvil token, or the artifact token from the Anvil. Get the Vron drain, but we're gonna do this now instead of attack with the 1-1 because I want Godric in the air. So that's it on that. Do I want to play this out still, or hold for a potential blood token? I think I mean, Godric does really want, like, the red mana. I think I'll play it out. We could buff Godric up. it could be relevant. Like if I find a way like to trigger celebration, we just need one permanent, and then we can sacrifice to the anvil. Anvil creates a 1/1, you know, then Godric's in the air, and then we might really want the red mana to buff it up. We could win. We could win. Even though we're already chilling because Anvil deals 3 damage with Ron. So anything that makes Godric go in the air is good for us. Just, anyway, long story short, and a ramble, we're looking for a permanent. Hopefully we can find it. I just get so, like, carried away with decks like, well, Sacrifice specifically because I just love it. I get very passionate. Oh, that is not going to do it, I'm afraid. Okay. Fine. I could attack with Godric here. So if I attack with Godric, Von triggers, opponent goes to 4. Anvil on their upkeep, opponent goes to 1. Eh, no need to do that. I'm just gonna get my Anvil trigger here. It's the same clock, you know. If it was lethal, I would do it, but... Okay. Sure. I mean, I could have also, like, attacked with the construct, but... it won't really make a difference. It won't really make a difference. Because the opponent's also looking to, like, remove threats. The second they do that, Ron triggers. If they then decide to not... if they decide to remove Ron, because Ron doesn't trigger off himself, then I have Godric left. I still have my Anvil. Like, there we go. Alright, how do you want to win? There's a bunch of ways to win here, but we're just gonna go with Godric, I guess. Awesome. Honestly, I haven't lost a game. Like, I'll be chilling, you know? Cool.